The other night, I was with a friend and we were having some good old microwave popcorn. If you've ever had microwave popcorn, you've probably noticed the big, bold, this side up text shouting at you to place the bag right side up. My friend, being the rebel that he is, decided to place the bag upside down. I looked at him in absolute horror. You can't do that. What's the worst that can happen? But it says this side up. Okay, but there's no way it matters that much. Do you actually know why it says that? I unfortunately did not. So I did what any rational person would do. I turned to the internet. I now know a lot about microwave popcorn, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I'm here to share my newfound wisdom. First off, why does the bag say this side up? Well, in every microwavable popcorn bag, there's, corn, along with oil and seasonings and flavorings. Usually this is salt and a variety of other substances that give us that mouth-watering artificial butter taste. Another component of this bag of deliciousness is something called a susceptor, a thin metallic film that's attached to the side of the bag we're supposed to plop down in the microwave. Its purpose is simple, to absorb the microwaves and then distribute the heat evenly across the bag so that we end up with nicely popped kernels. The susceptor is most effective when it's at the bottom and underneath all of the corn, hence why popcorn bags always say this side up. Although nothing too terrible happens if you disregard this advice, your microwave doesn't blow up or anything, you just end up with fewer popped kernels and a more uneven pop, which, while unideal, is not the end of the world. Okay, you might be thinking, that seems pretty neat. What's the bad and the ugly? Well, while doing research about the composition of microwave popcorn bags, I came across something unsettling. And it kind of blew my mind just a little bit. So apparently, microwave popcorn isn't very healthy. No duh, you might be thinking. Microwave popcorn is salty and loaded with trans fats. But did you know that the microwave popcorn bag itself contains some pretty suspect substances? Microwave popcorn manufacturers use a little something called PFAs, also known as perfluoroalkyls and polyfluoroalkyls, in their popcorn bags. PFAs are also found in other consumer goods for a variety of reasons, but the reason why manufacturers use them in microwavable popcorn bags is so that the oil in the bag doesn't seep out, and also to prevent the bag from catching on fire while it's in the microwave. There are many types of PFAs, but the two most common are PFOA, perfluorooctanoic acid, and PFOS, perfluorooctane sulfonate. Unfortunately, these substances have been linked to all sorts of nastiness, including, but not limited to, the suppression of the immune system, a higher risk of developing certain cancers, and an increased risk of developing high blood pressure. And a study from 2019, links to all sources in the description, found that those who ate microwave popcorn were more likely to have higher levels of PFAs in their blood. Now, good news, another 2019 study found that amounts of PFOA and PFOS in packaging have been decreasing, and in fact, where I live in Canada, it's illegal to use them. It also seems like some states in the US have introduced new legislation against the usage of these substances. And it's also very possible to make microwave popcorn bags without these substances. In 2015, the largest grocery chain in Denmark stopped selling microwave popcorn due to health concerns surrounding PFAs. In response, manufacturers tweaked the paper that they used for the bags. They used stronger paper, and after a few months, Denmark was back to selling microwave popcorn, this time PFA-free. However, the bad news is that sometimes, instead of removing PFAs entirely, manufacturers will switch from using PFOA or PFOS to other types of PFAs, ones that we haven't researched as thoroughly. These alternative PFAs may be okay, but they also might be just as bad. We don't really know, which is kind of scary if you think about it. So you may want to pop your popcorn on the stove instead of using a microwave. Another thing in microwave popcorn that's come under scrutiny is diacetyl. It's a substance found in the butter flavoring that we all know and love. Now, diacetyl is kind of everywhere. It naturally occurs in a whole assortment of foods, and from what I've seen, there's no evidence to suggest that consuming it is unsafe. So keep on munching that buttery popcorn. However, there is evidence to suggest that factory workers who are in close contact with diacetyl, for example, mixers of butter flavorings, can inhale diacetyl and so have a higher risk of developing respiratory illnesses. Studies on animals have found that inhaled diacetyl can damage airways. On a related note, the EU has taken the step of banning diacetyl in e-cigarette liquids in 2016, which seems like a good call. Diacetyl may be safe to consume, but you probably shouldn't be inhaling it. So, in summary, popcorn's pretty yummy. If you're microwaving popcorn, listen to the package and pop it the right side up to get the best yield out of your bag, but it's probably safer to stick to popping some kernels on the stove.